Right, let's take you live now to Mathibestad in the northwest, where residents there are still coming to terms with a lightning strike that killed 2 people and left scores injured. A number of the patients were treated in hospital and discharged, but authorities say as many as 13 are still critical. Newzroom Afrika's Nqobile Madlala is at Mathibestad and joins us live for more. Nqobile, thanks for your time this morning. Just walk us through what happened. This lightning strike, absolutely bizarre. We know that 2 people lost their lives, but we know that several people, as many as 100, were impacted by this lightning strike.
Well, yes, Hugo. In fact, I'm going to just show you what is left behind as I try to explain. So essentially, we were told that there was a tent here, which looked white, they said. And whilst the people were still enjoying themselves and enjoying the work that was being done by the group of drummers, they say that they felt something come into the tent that they were in. But one guy who was hit by lightning was here, and he asked not to speak. He says he felt something in his body, and he says it felt almost like there was a shock and he wasn't okay, and everybody fell down. Now we understand about 40 of them at the time fell down at that point. One lady says they came screaming. They heard people screaming and they came running in to try and find out or ascertain what had taken place in the area. And we're told that a lot of people couldn't speak. Some of them could, but a lot of people just were hurt, and so they had to be rushed out of the area by the ambulance. But what we know is that this is an annual event, which basically the community comes out to enjoy on a daily, on a yearly basis. And so this was quite bizarre as to what happened. In fact, most of the community is still trying to come to terms with it and how a lot of people got affected. And we do have one of those who are organizers of the event who was on the scene at the time when this took place. And we're going to try and ascertain from him in terms of what took place here. Babang join. Just perhaps to give us details, we heard from Madlala, he felt something in his body. What did you see?
No go tshameka turupa ya bo 13 then go setse tse itere gore di felletse, but unfortunately tse itere tseo ha di a khona go ka felletsa so much. But ya re ntse re le mo ditenteng mo e be go betha le hadima le thomile mo tenteng ya bofelo e ne re le mo yona e be le tlhatla mo ditenteng tse ding tsa bana ba bang ba diturupa le the other community members ba ne ba tlile go bogela. Then ke ntwe seleng ya imisa event ka pela, then e be re shiana re thusana le bona, and then e be ba di emergency ba tla ba tseya, then ke mo se le event se le ya feletsa e stopa mo teng because ne re le wa re itebile re maketse gore pila go irahalang, because ga se so se re stlwaetseng ga ntsi mo rena gore se tshwantse se irahale. This event e tshwariwa every first week of January ka ngwaga o mong o tlebeng o tla. So nentse e tshwariwa pila. This event e thomile ka 2019 nentse e sena mathata, ntse e tshwariwa pila e tswela pele fela bjalo. E simolotse ke bo the late councillor Motsepen, the late councillor Kau, ke bona ba simolotseng this event. So nentse re tswedisa pele rena ba re leng teng because of ne re itse mono wa yona gore why e tshwantse gore e nne teng.
Manje mangabe nibuka ke nampa abantu sebewile lapha phansi bathi baboneni ni kwenzakaleni kubona.
Ya here ba butsa ba reno bona ba no makala fela go no tlhella mushi ba wela mo fatshe fela bjalo tlhella mushi ba wela mo fatshe. So anyone nentse a lebeletse batho ba hae thata e rile sna nto ira hala ke bana ba bantši ba ileng gore ba wile mama ke bana ba bantši, and then ke pelo botlhoko because ke bana ba diturupa ba bantši ba wile, and then the other community members ba ileng gore ba bang ba tlohetse lefatshe la ka kwana. So even now I'm so shocked ka nto e diragetseng because of it's the first time ira hala, because he starta yona ge le thoma le starta le hadimalela ke no ba na nersa understand gore pila go ira hala eng, mara ke bana ba bantši ba ileng gore ba wile. Bana ba mathomo ba hobetseng ke ba turupa ya Sunrise ba ke bontši ba bona ba hobetseng, e be go latela ba turupa ya Left Town Army ke ba bantši ba hobetseng, then o latela ba Black Masters le ba Expandables le ba the Mighty, like le betse gore ba re ke the Mighty one. Then otherwise ka mo the Russians level 5 ke ngwana o moane fela o ileng hore o ka re o gobetse ba bang they just traumatized because of ke bana ba banyane ba ileng hore they are less than 16 years downwards, so ke bana ba banyane thata.
So abantu laba balimalele ubhututhi mangabe understand ingane ingaphansi kweminyaka u16.
Yeah, ke bana ba banyane shem ba ba hobetseng, honestly ke bana ba banyane ka bontsi, so that's why mabane here check hape le go di tleliniking go ka re re le gore ke batho ba bantsi ba ileng gore ba bethile ke le hadima mabane plus minus 150 ya batho ba ileng gore ba affected to 200 people, so a re tlhalwanya
Labo ba shonile bona bangakanani?
I think is 1920 upwards. I'm not sure. I think it's 1920 upwards. It's the community members ba ne ba dilo go begela diturupa gona fa. So ke bona ba ileng gore ba latlhetswe ke maphelo a bona. So
And then leli tent leli because bathi ishaye leli tent elimhlophe bekuhleli obani khona bekuhlele these groups.
yes, di tente tse ni di ntse o yeng ka go latelana, no na tente white red and white go yeng ka go latelana ga tsona ne re di pakile ne le tente tse 6, so le di male o le statile ka mo tenteng e white go fitlhela le go tenteng e red and white ke ne go re le tsamaile gona mo hare mo ntene be le betha bana mo teng batho ba botle ba ne ba le ka mo di tenteng I be le gore no re nna le problem. Mara anyway ke leboga the leadership ya rona, especially masepala wa Hamoretela. I thank you very much a lot le department ya health ke ba leboga thata because henke be ba stem mahaufi ke nagano re nke be re bolela re lose batho ba ba more than that.
Yeah, bebe bangaka abantu akade befikile beze kule event ba.
Event ne tsore batho ba plus minus 400 upwards. Yes, plus minus 400 upwards. So that's why nentse go na le emergency services, otherwise mahaufi go na le CPS and whatever. So ba di say ha get the security cluster all of them ne ba le teng. So that's why re no go le buile fela modimo because re tsamaisitse ga the procedure. What if nke be re khobokantse batho fela re sna the protocol e tsamaisiwang. So re buile that even the honorable mayor we iponetse ka matlo gore what happened, the leadership ya masepala wa Moretele ba iponetse, even the arts and culture the department ba iponetse gore what happened.
And then just lastly baba sesitetela manje ke njengama organizers senizokwenza njani ngoba sekukhona imndeni esi affectekile?
Yeah, hona mo kona mo re tsonze ro nna fatshe as we speak now re go meeting re go officing hona nung to discuss about it le di business people ba local ba rona, and then even the municipality they are joining us today gore what is the way forward from here, because of we can't leave them like this e ba o ka re ba latlhela go ntle. No, we have to take care because of anyone or any person ba rata diturupa ne ba tle for free and so we have to take care of them, we don't have a choice.
Mana babuthe abantu abazile baze for free manje kuchaza ukuthi ikuzokwenzakalani ke event yenu ukuya next year?
Yeah, re tlo nna fatshe le ba masepala ba re fa di guidance le ba department ya arts and culture ba re fa guidance gore ha tiragalo e irahetse from a way forward ke eng se ka diragalang, and then go na mo re tla itse from that because na e ke le organizer re na le a team mphe batho through festival e na le team ya go organizer, so ke fela hore ba le bona tsontse re ba yona fatshe re utlwe ka bona nanga se re I'm gonna take a decision, no I'm not gonna do that. Ke bona ba ileng hore ba tle ba re ba ha re bolella hore no dire ho le so ke eng se re ka se etsa, and then le ba masepala ba tla ha re bolella hore what is the way forward from here.
Thank you very much for speaking to us. Just briefly, Hugo, those are organizers just giving us details again to show you where this incident took place. He's explaining to us that a lot of people who were part of this event, which had over 400 people, were mostly young people out of the ages of 16 going downwards. He's saying that the two that were hit by lightning, which we understand have passed away, he's estimating that they're between the ages of 19 and 20. But majority of the people that were here coming to the event, the over 400 people, were mainly young people. So this is a celebration that they have on a yearly basis. They are obviously concerned with regards to what has taken place. So he's going to be meeting up with families that are affected, not only families, but also meeting up with the municipality to look at in terms of what is the way forward. They're not going to say they're cancelling, but they want to understand what to do now going forward. They're saying that they did get the permission to do this event. They were supported by the municipality as well as the various departments, which includes various departments of art and culture, as well as the municipality. They're saying that there was EMS on the ground at the time, and so they were able to react and assist. But he says when the incident took place, there were two main tents that were affected. It's a white tent and a red and white tent. They're saying it felt like it was going from one tent to the next when it was hitting, and they're not sure what was taking place, but everyone just sort of fell down, and it was at that time that they had to deal with the chaos that was taking place and assist those that were affected, and so to be able to get them to the clinics and to be able to get them to the hospital. And obviously just expressing some heartbreaking moments for him, because they're the organizers and this has been ongoing for so long, and how this has affected the various families. And so this is what we see now, and as some of the people come to see what had taken place here. Some of them are families, some of them are also people that had been at the event and who were affected themselves, but obviously everyone just still going through shock with regards to what had taken place here. He's talking though about how over 100 people were actually on the floor when this incident took place, and they were concerned about it at the time, trying to fix everything, and that's what he's trying to do at this point as well as part of the organizers.
Nqobile, so he suggested that they're unlikely to, at this point, cancel next year's event, which is scheduled for first week of January. But let's talk a little bit about the level of trauma. I mean, you've talked about the shock, obviously, but just how traumatic has this experience been, particularly when you take into context that a lot of the people that were at this event are young people?
Well, we spoke to one of the people that saw it a little earlier on before we went on air. And all she said is that they were also scared when that incident took place, that most of them sort of ran out before coming back to assist people. But also he's speaking about what he saw, and he says they saw about 100 people fall, and they didn't know who to help at the time. They were just helping whomever that they can. And there was a gentleman also who came here, and he was one of the people that was affected, but he was part of the community. And he talks about how it felt when the lightning hit. He talks about how it hurt his body, but he's still functional, but he still has a mark that is left on his hand because of what had taken place. Now that in itself tells you just how traumatic the event, the experience was. At the moment where the event was supposed to be having a lot of fun and everyone was sort of enjoying the performance that was done by these young people, and for that incident to take place, it has affected mainly 3 groups. So all those children are affected by what they had seen, what they heard at the time, the screams that took place during that chaotic moment, and that time when they were trying to assist everybody else and dealing with the situation at hand. Now you remember at 16-year-olds, they probably have never even dealt with a situation where they had seen somebody hurt in that manner. So that will have an emotional implication, that will have a mental implication. And at the same time, this is an event that is supposed to celebrate young people. So it is definitely going to have an impact emotionally for every single child that has been affected by this.
Shock, trauma, and certainly a huge amount of uncertainty impacting many young people in the northwest, in Mathibestad, where lightning struck and unfortunately killed 2 people, leaving several injured. Nqobile Madlala coming to us live from the scene of that incident.